Surrender, his first book, in fact, Bono. Did you see the Peter Jackson Get Back documentary?
And yeah, the Beatles.
The reason I ask is not just the Beatles, because of course the Beatles, but what I love is hearing how artists and great artists go through their process of there's nothing and suddenly there is something. Something substantial and beautiful and that is like a magic wand and moves people, gets into their heart from a distance. And I'm curious, when you look at that, what is your process like, I guess is what I'm asking, because that process was so fascinating to me. And did you recognize anything in their process in the way that you and your friends here in the band create songs?
I was riveted. I mean, first of all, who knew that the Beatles had created reality TV? I was like, wow. They had microphones in the flower pots. And then I also felt so privileged because it was like being there when Jesus wrote, you know, the Sermon on the Mount. And Jesus had a roadie. He'd be like, "Blessed are the, blessed are the meek." I mean, you're hearing them write these songs.
Sure.
And they're going, "What is it?" You know, it's like, "Hey George," no, Jude, or whatever. You know,
you're yelling, "Tucson, Arizona."
Yeah, improvisation's at the heart of what U2 does, even though there's a formal songwriting that we do. Edge and myself really do that, but for Larry and Adam, their contribution in the songwriting is often through improvisation. And improvisation started very early for me. I can remember as a child, couldn't play. I remember my head being up to the piano keys, so I couldn't see. I remember putting my foot on the reverb pedal, pressing, you know, finding a note, and then finding another one that would sound good with that note. And that's improvisation. It's faith, actually. You're jumping from one place to another. You don't know how you're going to get there. And in music, that's how we live. You know, you're finding those notes. I've never sung, you know, these songs the way I'm singing them now. I've never sung them before. Every night it's different for me. But there's also improvisation in just the way you deal with your situation. I was writing in my book about being. No, I was writing in my book about when we were kids, looking very much like that photograph. We had a big TV producer, Big Cheese, was coming to our high school because he'd heard we wrote our own songs. And it was a big break. We were going to get a break and get on the national telly. And, you know, we were arguing about how the song was going. It was really not going anywhere. None of the songs. We couldn't agree on anything. There's a knock on the door like that. And we're like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What do we say? What do we do? What do you do? And he walks in and he's, "So you write your own songs? How old are you? What, 15, 16 years old?" Yeah, we write our own songs. "Could you play me one?" Now, improvisation led Edge to look at me like that. And I looked at him like that, Adam and Larry, and we played the Ramones' "Glad to See You Go," and said it was ours. That's improvisation too. And
geniuses steal. Everyone borrows, geniuses steal.
Yeah. We changed it around when we got on. We actually did get the appearance on TV, and then we changed it to one of our songs. Just so you know.
We got to take a little break here, but we'll be right back with more Bono, everybody.